Rearise presents signs you are smarter than most people. Do you think you're a smart person? If your answer is no, then you may actually be smarter than you think. According to a Cornell University study, smart people are more likely to think they are not very smart, while less intelligent people tend to overestimate their competence. As Shakespeare said, "The fool doth think he is wise, but the wise man knows himself to be a fool." In this video, I'll talk about signs that might show that you're smarter than you think. 1. You have high self-control. Self-control is an important facet of intelligence, and if you possess it, then you might be smarter than you think. A 2009 Yale study gave participants IQ tests and offered them reward money. Those who chose to wait also had higher IQ scores, suggesting resisting making impulsive decisions correlates with intelligence. Mary Mann says it best: "The sign of an intelligent people is their ability to control their emotions by the application of reason." 2. You're a great problem solver. True intelligent people make great problem solvers because they don't stick to rules and regulations. They don't approach problems with a fixed idea of what the solution should look like. When they address a problem, they approach it from multiple different perspectives. More importantly, they don't assume they're right and likely ask people to look at the problem with them. They don't assume that they are the best person in the room and serve mostly as mediators between problem and solution. They listen more than they talk. They evaluate more than they act, and they collaborate instead of dictate. 3. You're observant. You can't be intelligent without being observant. You have to have your eyes open, quite literally and figuratively. As such, intelligent people make great observers. Instead of taking the front stage, they'll be blending quietly in the background and soaking in as much information as they can. They are not quick to judge and instead are keen on hearing about what other people have to say instead of indulging knee-jerk reactions. Intelligent people might be quiet and silent, but they definitely see a lot more detail than those who never pause to think and listen. 4. You're fluid with their opinions. Too many people never change their minds. People take pride in the things they believe in and start associating their sense of self with their rigid and permanent opinions. How many times have you seen a person argue to the death for an opinion that everyone around them knows to be wrong? Intelligent people don't associate their egos with their opinions, which is why they can so easily say, "I was wrong." They aren't afraid of admitting that something they once believed in is actually incorrect and that they now believe in something else because they have more evidence or proof. 5. You meditate. If you meditate, then you might be more emotionally intelligent than you think. Meditation is well known for its calming effects. When you take the time out of your day to actually just sit down, think, and breathe, you unbind yourself from the stresses of the world and give your mind and body the opportunity to stretch out and relax. But meditation has also been found to help people have control over their own brain waves. The researchers found that when focusing on a certain emotion such as compassion, the Dalai Lama and the other monks could enter into a state of emotional being that was at a higher and deeper level than what most people feel. So if you meditate, not only might you be calmer, but you may also be emotionally smarter too. 6. You're a musician. Do you play a musical instrument? Then you might be smarter than you think. There is a separate region of the brain that processes music, and it plays a key role in enhancing our language and memory skill. Some studies have suggested that musicians have better cognitive functions. When we play musical instruments, the brain is stimulated in the corpus callosum, which is the part which links both hemispheres of the brain and creates new connections. No matter how old you may be, you can still experience mental improvements from strumming a few keys. 7. You speak another language. If you speak multiple languages, then you might be smarter than you think. When you adopt a new language, your brain performs better with mentally strenuous problems and activities, even if those activities have nothing to do with language itself. According to a study in Brazil on the effect of bilingualism on cognitive and auditory abilities in normally hearing adults, it showed that bilinguals had a better performance for the general cognitive function, with a statistically significant difference, as well as for cognitive abilities of verbal, spatial, and mechanical reasoning. 8. You enjoy spending time alone. If you enjoy being alone and don't feel a constant urge to be around others, then you might be more intelligent than you think. A study published in the British Journal of Psychology showed a correlation between contentedness with being alone and intelligence. After all, alone time is a great time to reflect, prioritize, and plan, which increases self-control. 9. You're curious. If you love to learn, then you might be smarter than you think. The curiosity quotient, CQ is defined as how powerfully motivated individuals are to learn about something of interest. The Harvard Business Review reports that people with a higher CQ generate original ideas more frequently, and their thinking style allows them to acquire more knowledge than people who have a lower CQ. Perhaps this is why one of the greatest scientists of all time, Albert Einstein, said, "I have no special talents, I'm only passionately curious." 10. You have high emotional intelligence. Many experts now believe that a person's emotional intelligence quotient, EQ, may be more important than their IQ, and plays a larger role in the achievement of success, the quality of relationships, and overall happiness. Emotional intelligence is an important facet of intelligence, and if you understand and are in control of your own emotions, while also understanding other people's emotions, then you might be smarter than you think. 11. You read fiction. Reading fiction might not just be for fun, but it may also make you more intelligent as well. According to psychologists, if smarter means having a larger vocabulary and more world knowledge, then reading may well make people smarter. Furthermore, people who read fiction may show higher levels of empathy and emotional intelligence. 12. You are forgetful. Sounds strange? Let me explain. You probably heard of the absent-minded professor. This basically means that because highly intelligent individuals overload their minds with in-depth thinking and information, they forget to do the most basic things. This is why smart people enter a room and forget why they're there. So, the next time you forget where your keys are or where you put the remote, remember that it's just because your highly intelligent mind is getting in your way. 13. You worry and overthink. Surely smart people would never doubt themselves. Wrong. Excessive worry might not be such a negative trait after all. A new small study suggests that such worry may have evolved in people along with intelligence. The results show, among people with an anxiety disorder, high IQ scores were associated with high levels of worry. 14. You reflect and think. An intelligent person is someone who routinely takes the time to enjoy their own solitude, to reflect, meditate, and dive deep into their introspection. They think about the things they believe in, the reasons why they have certain habits and behaviors, and try to understand themselves more and more each day. 15. You like to crack jokes. A killer sense of humor translates into a killer intellect, at least according to a 2011 study from the University of New Mexico. It should come as no surprise that funny people tend to be considered more attractive in a dating context, which is the premise the researchers who conducted the study set out to explore. But they also realized that the reason a sense of humor is considered so desirable is that intelligence actually precedes the ability to be funny. So if your sense of comedic timing is impeccable, it's perhaps a reflection of your IQ. So these were the signs that you are smarter than most people. Please make sure to subscribe and check out the link below for some interesting things. Thank you so much for watching.